So I'm dating a chick,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell her, hey, look, I'm not going to be a doctor no more.
Ooh-wee.
You see it coming, don't you?
Oh, we could spend 20 minutes here.
I'm not going to be a doctor no more. What? I said, no, I got to do what God's called me to do. I knew in that conversation that the relationship was over. I knew it. In that moment, I knew it was over.
Because she wasn't dating you. She was dating who you were going to become. We could spend 20 minutes here. We don't have to, but I mean.
Come on, man.
For anybody in a the reason why I'm with Juliet, I can't say her middle name, Ross, is because when I got with her, I had no job and no car. We've been married 27 years this May. I've never had to wonder why Juliet was with me. And that's why I'm married to her.
Come on, man.
Anybody else, there's been enough up and downs in my life where they would have got off at the next stop. Like, I didn't know this was going to be a part of the... But with Juliet, I didn't have a job or a car on the day I proposed to her. I didn't have a job for 9 months after I said I do to her. Her mom, her siblings were all like, what? And I figured it out. And our 5th year of marriage, I retired her from her job.
Come on, man.
And she's only worked for herself since.
Everyone give a round of applause for Juliet. Yes!
Never be with a man that is trying to test you and see how much you love them and how much you will stick with them and how much they can put you through just to test your loyalty, because really that's coming from a spirit of fear and a fear of abandonment. They do not want to be abandoned, so they'll put you through the test. But the funny thing is the test never stops. They'll be testing you in dating. They'll be testing you in courting. They'll be testing you in engagement. They'll be testing you through marriage, because no amount of love or loyalty that you show a man will ever make up for his lack and his own insecurity. To test and see if a woman's with me for me or what I can offer her. I am with you for both, you and what you can offer. Let's be clear. Welcome back to my channel where we discuss ideas and concepts, because talking about people is very low vibrational. So listen to me and listen well. Never ever, 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 ever accept a man just as he is, no matter what they try to tell you in these YouTube streets. In real life, it does not convert. And these men that are giving you advice, especially married Christian men, you cannot listen to them just because they are married and because they are men. Let's wake up and let's use some critical thinking. These men have never dated men, period. These men have never given a chance to a man that is on the come up. So they are speaking from a place of ignorance. Just because he's married and just because he's been with his wife for how many years does not give him the right to speak on our experiences as women, as Christian women, period. At the end of the day, if you're being very, very real, married people should speak to married people, period. Because what you experience in your marriage, in your relationship, does not always translate and cannot translate to everybody else. It just can't. So take everything that you hear online with a pinch of salt, including what I'm about to say to you right now. I am speaking from my paradigm and I'm speaking from my experience, my actual experience. These men have never dated a man who is on the come up. They have never had to experience in real time the wrath of a man who has not got his life together. And so this type of content, it sounds so rational and it sounds like it should make sense. And they like to paint these success stories as a reason why you should do the same. But like I said, you cannot apply your personal story to everybody. So even as I speak in this video, and even though I might use the word men, man, women, woman, take it with a pinch of salt and listen for the wisdom in what I am saying and see if it refers back to your personal experiences. So never ever accept a man just as he is, and especially never ever accept a man who does not meet your standards. Because for instance, and again, I'm not discussing this man on the podcast, I'm using the words that he said and I'm dissecting them, because he said he got with a woman when he had a certain job, and then when he told the woman that he was no longer going to be doing that. Doesn't matter if what he was going to do was a better career or more noble. The fact is you met a woman as one thing, and now she should be happy to change with you. But when you meet a woman and you are in a certain position in your life, that's what a job does, right? Puts you in a certain financial position in your life. Then you change your mind. Doesn't matter if aliens told you. Just because you're using God doesn't mean that it changes what we're talking about, right? Just because you have decided to work for God does not mean this woman has to bend with you. Doesn't mean that she should stay. The same way you have standards for a woman, the same way women have standards for men. And it does not make her a gold digger, and it doesn't make her a villain. Do you see how he tried to villainize his ex because she didn't want to suffer along with him, because apparently she was only with him because he had this job? That is not it. And the funny thing is, is that men never tell you the full story. They only tell you the part of the story that keeps them looking like a victim and the woman looking like the villain. If you notice the stories that men tell you, look at your own life. Look at the men that you have dated. They tell you about their ex. They are never the villain in the story. They are always the victim. We don't know exactly what was happening in that relationship. We don't know exactly what he was putting her through, because what he's not saying is the fact that, he decided that he was going to be a pastor, but now because he's wrestling with what God told him to do, as in leave your well-paying job and become a pastor, he's now conflicted within himself, and the nice guy that she got with has now turned into a horrible person. Because being with a guy that is not happy is not good for our nervous system as women. Because me being a woman and knowing what I know and seeing other women, what other women will tolerate and what other women will go through, what other women will endure through, being with a man that is not happy because he's not where he wants to be is pure misery. And no matter how you try to encourage him, pray over him, pray with him, push him in the right direction, lift him up when he's feeling down, if that man is not happy, there's absolutely no way that a woman can make that man happy. And we can say, a man should not put his identity in how much money he earns or how much money he doesn't earn. No matter how much we as women can say that, it doesn't change the fact that if a man's money is funny, the man starts acting funny. His identity is tied to how much money he's making, tied to how much he can provide. Because every man knows instinctively that the value that he's able to offer not only a woman, but the world is how hardworking he is and how much money he can make. And that is just a fact. So we need to stop trying to push against what is intrinsic in them and say, don't worry, babe, I'll hold you down. I can be there for you. I will ride out for you. I'm not here with you because of the money. Bear in mind, a woman intrinsically needs to feel safe. That is why women speak so much about a man being financially stable. Not because they're gold diggers, not because they're after his money, but as man gets his worth and his value from his job and being able to provide, a woman gets her safety from a man being financially stable, because love does not pay the rent. Love does not put a roof over your head. So when women talk about money, it's not because of said money. It's about what money can provide. Money brings stability. And if a man does not have money, he does not even have mental stability, emotional stability. So majority of women are likely to hold a man down even if he is struggling financially. When a woman loves a man, she will struggle with him. I would still be with my ex. I would still be supporting him, as in encouraging him, because I'm not about to give you any money. And thank God he never asked me for any money. But I would have still been willing to get it out of the mud with my ex if he was not treating me poorly. Because you cannot be financially unstable and also have the audacity not to be kind to a woman that is kind to you. That's double homicide. What the heck? What do you mean? What do you mean that I am reducing my desires, not asking for too much, not pulling on you financially, and you're still gonna be unkind to me? You're still gonna treat me horribly? You're still gonna be controlling? You're still gonna be mean? You're still gonna be ungrateful? That is what women are walking away from. Not the fact that you don't have a job, not the fact that you are struggling financially, but that you are a big meanie. And men are so mean when they are not up financially. You can watch a ton of videos online, on TikTok, on YouTube from women's lived experience with a man that is not where he needs to be. And they will tell you a man does not respect a woman that gets it out of the mud with him. He will not respect a woman that did not respect herself enough to walk away from a man that did not have what she needed. And you will hear countless stories of women who said, don't worry, babe, we're in this together. I'm gonna help you up. And when he gets up, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl. He gonna leave your ass for someone better. When he gets up, he will leave you for someone that did not struggle a second with him, because this woman now makes him feel like a man. Because no matter how much you love a man and love a person, you cannot love them into security. You cannot love them out of insecurity. You cannot make a man feel like a man when he doesn't feel like a man. And most men do not feel like men, real men, when their money is funny. They feel like they're lacking and they feel like a deficit. Especially as a woman, you have your own money. You are a constant reflection of what he cannot be. And women, we can make money like this. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like a superpower. Like, we can make money like this. Like, it's not hard because we are so dedicated. We're so ambitious. We are used to being resilient. We are used to working because we've been working since we were children. Working, cooking, cleaning, serving, school, college, university, slugging it out on our period, slugging it out with a baby, slugging it out. She will get herself back on her feet and be ready to date again. She's dating, she's getting to know a man. He breaks her heart again and then she'll be back. Some people call her dumb, some people call her stupid. I call her resilient because a man will go through one heartbreak in high school and say he's never gonna trust a woman again, and then he creates a podcast warning all men about women's ways. Listen, I do not make these videos because I hate men. I do not make these videos because I'm angry at one man. I could be angry at so many men in my life and it could jade me. I shouldn't even like the sight of men, but I do. Women still want to be with a man, no matter how much they have put us through. But a man just can't take heartbreak. Then they end up painting women with the same brush. And this guy is now married and he's still talking about the ex that left him because he wanted to go and serve God. Personally, if I really loved a man and a man really loved me, actually scratch that. If a man really loved me and really treated me well and we was really in love and we were really in this together and you really believe that God is telling you to quit your job and go into pastoring full time, yeah, I wouldn't leave. So that makes me think that like you're only telling half of the story and you're only telling what makes your ex look bad and you look noble and your current wife look like the exception. And I think that is like really, 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 really sad to see. And I think what makes it worse is the messaging that we are now passing on to women, that like you have to be this long-suffering person that like ultimately, listen, this is it, yeah. We don't date for potential. We're too old. I don't know how old this guy was when he got with that person, but we're too old to date for potential. And the thing is, when you date for potential and the potential doesn't realize, we only have ourselves to blame. Like we can't even blame the guy because we accepted him as he is. Do not accept him as he is if you cannot accept him as he is. And I know, especially as women, we can really gaslight ourselves. I know I definitely did. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care about money. Like, why all these women care about money? Like, I don't care about money. Money doesn't matter. Money's not that important. Yada, yada, yada. Because when he does not realize his potential, I'm only going to be mad at myself because he didn't sell me a dream. And the funny thing about this kind of advice is like this would not be acceptable for your daughter. If a man told you that he doesn't have a job, doesn't have a car, doesn't have anything, but a dream, but a hope, you wouldn't advise your daughter to get with a man like that. However, it's okay because she's your wife and because you benefit from that. And the host was even saying, yeah, my wife's family tried to say like, don't go with him because he doesn't have anything. Yeah, and that's the same thing that you would tell your daughter. But because it now benefits you, a woman should bend her standards for you. Some women do, and if they like it, I love it. But I'm telling you as a single woman right now, never ever take a man as he is, because really men don't accept women as they are. They actually don't. Even when they get with you, they want you to change. Do not accept him as he is. If you have standards of what you accept from a man, stick to them. And if a man comes along, you're going to meet those standards, he's not the right person for you. Do not bend your standards. get rid of the man because the man does not meet the standards, and the standards are here for a reason. We are not 20 years old. We are not 19. And this is the thing, like, even when I was in my situation, it was like, I'm listening to all these videos like, oh, but yeah, you know, when I met my wife, I didn't have anything. Or yeah, when I met my husband, he didn't have anything. But you know, by God's grace, we stuck it out. We're still married 20 something years later, and he finally got it together. And yeah, we got married when I was 21. I'm like, I'm not 21. I'm not broke. I'm not desperate. Is it too much for me to ask for a man to come with at least the same level of what I'm offering, of what I have or more? The reason why a woman should not settle for a man that does not have it financially is because as a couple, things cost money. Like, I don't know how more I can explain this. If you're with a man and you can afford to go on a holiday and he can't afford it, you can't go. If you can afford to go to certain restaurants, but he cannot afford it, you cannot go to those restaurants. So it is a lifestyle thing. It's not about the financial amount. It is about lifestyle. And if my lifestyle is here and his lifestyle is here, you're either going to have to finance that lifestyle so that he can also be here, or you're not going to be able to go, period. And so do not allow people to talk you out of your standards. They're there for a reason. Trust someone that didn't think that that standard was very, very important about, like, as long as he has a job, yeah, fine. But the amount matters and the ambition matters. Whether he has the ambition to look after you, it matters. Like, if you're 35 and you don't have it together, I honestly don't respect you. I can try, but I don't respect you. And I can't, because I was getting it together when I was 18. I was getting my life together. I was setting myself on a trajectory when I was 18. What is your excuse? And if you can't level up, the only choice is to be single. And I'm very, very happy with that. I go on my own holidays, go to my own restaurant, do whatever I need to do. I do not need to settle. You do not need to settle. If he's not what you want right now, leave him alone. Let him grow. Let him do it by himself. Is it because you're mean? No. Is it because you are not patient? You don't truly love him? And these are the gaslighting tactics that these men will use to shame you out of your standards. So many men are shaming women out of their standards, making them seem like they're not good or they're not godly because they're not going to suffer with you. I am not suffering with you. God did not bring me to this life to suffer. A woman that comes from a very well-off family is not going to allow their child to settle from a man from a council estate. Do not let these movies that have conditioned women to settle for less. What is that film? Is it a Notebook? That guy is from a poor family, she's from a rich family, and all of a sudden they're going to make it work because of love. It doesn't work. It's fairy tale. It's not real. It's not real life. If a man would not recommend this for himself, for his daughter, for his own daughter, do not let him recommend it for you. And you do not get brownie points for suffering long with a man. That is that good girl conditioning that we're going to speak about in my next video. Do not be conditioned to settle. Do not be conditioned to lower your standards because you're not a good Christian woman. You're not good if you don't do this. You're not a good woman, because these men will try and say, oh, I really want to test and see if a woman's with me for me or what I can offer her. I am with you for both you and what you can offer. Let's be clear. I am with you for what you can offer and how good you can be for me. I am with you for what I can benefit from you. We all are. Every relationship is transactional. Every relationship has boundaries and standards and expectations. Do not let these men lie to you. They will have their own expectations of you, their own standards, their own boundaries. But no, the minute you try to have boundaries and expectations for them, oh, she's only using me for money. She only wants a man with money. That is from a place of insecurity. No secure man that has it ever talks like that. Ever talks like that. I want to be sure that she's with me for me. A woman is with you for you and what you can offer her. The only unconditional love is from God to us, from a mother to a child. That is the only unconditional love in the world. Face it. Nobody is obliged to stick with you and get it out of the mud. We are not your mother and we are not God. So if a woman chooses to walk away from a situation like that, that's her choice. She is not a villain. She is not an ungodly, sinful woman. She's a woman with autonomy, and she's made the autonomous decision not to deal with that and not to deal with your abuse because you do not feel like a man because you don't have it. So you use her as a punching bag, no matter how much she tries to support you. Because when a man doesn't love himself, no amount of love from a woman can ever make him love himself. Period. I have definitely had men that I have settled for ask me, like, why me? Like, why me? Why are you with me? That is so embarrassing that's embarrassing for me. Like, literally, for a guy to be like, why are you really with me? Like, what's so special about me? And I'm trying to convince him why I'm with him. And then when you leave that relationship, you actually think, no, he actually had a point. Why him? Why was I settling with him? So men know their value. They know where they are on the scale of things. They're just hoping that you will either accept that or you don't see that. a woman may not be measuring men the way that they're measuring themselves. So a woman can be like, okay, doesn't matter if he's not doing this, he did it, doesn't matter. It matters to him. It may not matter to us as a women, but it matters to him. And as long as it matters to him, it will always matter. So never settle, never accept a man as he is. Only accept what you want. Don't bend your boundaries to fit him. Let him fit to your boundaries. And if he doesn't, you can walk away. You can leave. He's not the right person. And it is okay. Never be with a man that is trying to test you and see how much you love them and how much you will stick with them and how much they can put you through just to test your loyalty. Because really that's coming from a spirit of fear and a fear of abandonment. They do not want to be abandoned, so they'll put you through the test. But the funny thing is the test never stops. They'll be testing you in dating. They'll be testing you in courting. They'll be testing you in engagement. They'll be testing you through marriage, because no amount of love or loyalty that you show a man will ever make up for his lack and his own insecurity. So don't even try it. Never accept a man as he is emotionally. Never accept a man as he is spiritually. Never accept a man as he is financially. What you see in front of you is what you get. Period. You have to accept that man as if he will never change. If he changes, glory to God. But you have to accept him for who he is today. No more potential, only what is in front of you. That is who he is. Accept that or don't accept that. That is your choice as a woman. Because a man will turn around and say, well, I never asked you to. Who told you to do that? And then you're going to be looking stupid like, yeah, actually, he never told me to suffer with him. He never told me to help him. He never told me to borrow him money. He never told me to help him with his business. Yeah. Be like, yeah, actually, you're right. But you already had done it, and he's already profited, and he's already benefited from you helping him. And he has the audacity to turn around and tell you, but I never asked you to. You're right, and I never will. Peace.